Did you guys
There
figure
we
out?
go.
I just said that. I think I figured out how to do it. Are you guys already doing it right now?
Yeah, it's recording this right now. I need to turn it
Oh,
off.
perfect. Well, you caught me recording it. For some reason, it popped up on my phone, not my computer. So.
No, we use the sound from this one.
Okay, we'll just go with
Whoa,
it. How about that?
forgot to mute this one. Abort!
Oh shoot. Is it any better if I take my headphones out?
No, no, no. I think it's my fault.
Probably because you guys are so close.
There we go. Maybe. I think we're good.
That sounds better.
Yeah. We're just muting one.
Oh, gotcha.
We're just going to use one. I just wanted to make sure the teacher knew that I was here. Like I was logged in on my email.
Right, right, right.
Okay. There we go. Okay. So what are we supposed to be talking about? What's all this for?
Wow. Yeah, an hour later.
Yeah.
Okay, so the instructions say um, um, well, let's get to it again.
Two, one.
We're supposed to just take the quiz online, right? That's all we're doing.
Yeah, well, we're supposed to take a quiz and go kind of before we take the quiz, kind of go over the second part of that preparation assignment.
The second part.
Yeah, I don't know why the second, but let's see here. So record your group meetings, meet with your group, discuss any questions you have on part two of the individual preparation assignment.
Oh, because part one you already have the answers for.
Well, part two, he kind of gave us part two, didn't he?
Did he? I don't know.
Let's see, yeah. Well, yeah, he did. I'm sure the quiz is going to be different questions, so let's just go over um, part two. And
Okay.
if you guys have any questions, or if I or you guys have any questions, we'll stop and
Okay.
talk about them. Let's see, part two
Let's do
starts.
in the online textbook. Here we go. Um, distinguish between a categorical and quantitative variable.
Okay, so part two starts with determine the correct sampling method of each scenario. So medical student researches the prevalence of aspirin usage by questioning all of its patients who enter her clinic for treatment. Of course, since the answer is given, just talk about why.
Where exactly in that? Like where did you find that? Did you go to the online textbook?
So if you go to preparation assignment,
Yeah.
uh,
Oh.
you click on the preparation assignment document, and then it'll bring that up.
Oh, okay. You're going there. Okay. I didn't know if you're in the online textbook or not. Oh, there's. I thought part one was just this assignment. I didn't realize both parts were in this. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, um, so part two, you see where it says number six?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so determine the correct sampling method for each scenario. And medical student research is the prevalence of aspirin usage by questioning all of its patients who enter her clinic for treatment. So, what type of sampling method would that be?
Prevalence of aspirin usage by questioning all of the patients who enter a clinic for treatment.
It's
Where
it's
it is
convenience
convenient.
sampling,
Yeah,
but we should probably talk about why it's convenience sampling real quick.
because it's her. She's just sampling people that are coming into her place. She's not
Mhm.
going out and doing anything,
Mhm.
right?
Yes, first.
Pretty much.
The online what? It's just go back to the same thing where the assignment is, and then there's a link to the online textbook, and then I can go to the next one, I guess.
The online textbook kind of scares me. Kind of has bad formatting, to be honest.
Yeah, it looks like Wikipedia. I don't know what's going
Yeah,
on there.
kind of dry.
How come you don't have a link to it? That doesn't matter. You don't need it. It has it right here, all the different types of sampling things right at the top. Okay.
So
We can go into that.
convenient sampling is like there's no probability. Let's see. Made up of people who are easy to reach. Okay, so it's pretty much just sampling that is convenient. That's exactly. It's kind of self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to do B?
Yeah. Here. And then you gotta click on this thing. One sec.
Very good.
There we go.
Thanks.
Okay. The Colorado Department of Health obtains an alphabetical list of 2 million adult Colorado residents and constructs a pool of survey subjects by selecting every 1,000th name on the list after randomly choosing one person from the list. One person from the list, the first 1,000 on the list. Oops. Okay, so that is contains an alphabetical list of constructs a pool of survey subjects. It's like the systematic sampling or something like that, right?
Yeah. So, but why is it systematic?
Katie, why don't you explain it?
Give me a second. Because
Like, because they're already in alphabetical order, and then they do it every 1,000th name. It's not like just they're randomly selecting from all 2 million. They put them
Yeah.
up and stuff. So.
Uh-huh. Exactly. Perfect. Hey, it's Katie's turn.
You get to read.
Okay.
See?
Let's see. In a Gallup poll of 1,059 adults, the interview subjects were selected by using a computer to randomly generate phone numbers that would then call. Let's see. They were randomly selected. So cluster sampling.
So cluster sampling would be like if you
Oh,
have
no,
like a
simple
group
random.
of what was that?
Not cluster. I'm sorry. Simple random samples.
Yeah. So
Simple.
it's simple random. I always think of this one as simple random as easy sampling. So you don't really have to do any work. You just have to push a button.
Right.
Okay, a dietitian has let's see here. Partitioned people into age categories of under 18, 18 to 49, 50 through 69, and over 69. She is serving a simple random sample of 200 members from each category. This one, I actually had to go back and on the paper and look because I actually didn't know this one. But it's
Is it?
Yeah, it's
stratified?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't have found that. I was like, it's a combo of
Yeah.
systematic and simple random. So it's like, I guess that's what stratified is.
Yeah, I didn't really know about it. Even though I read it, I just kind of blazed over it.
Yeah. So what's the definition of stratified? Is when the items to be sampled are organized in groups of homogeneous items called strata. Then a simple random sample is drawn. Okay. So it's exactly that. It's just a combo of systematic and simple random.
Right.
Okay. That makes sense. Okay, E. A Johns Hopkins University researcher surveys all cardiac patients in each of 30 randomly selected hospitals. Researcher surveys all cardiac patients in each of 30. Cluster, yeah. Cluster sampling.
No, but you can make me food.
Is that what you, is it cluster?
Yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay.
Why is it cluster? What makes it a cluster sample?
Because
consists of taking all items in one or more randomly selected clusters or blocks. So like the hospitals, the randomly selected hospitals.
Uh-huh. I just think of cluster as like a subcategory of a subcategory. So just There's a sample from a smaller sample.
Right.
That makes sense.
Okay. Are these questions different? Determine the type of sampling method. No, they're not.
All right, number 7.
You're up.
Do I?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
read number 7, then read A.
Okay. The American Medical Association wanted to determine general patient satisfaction with the patient's primary care physician. Sampling method used in the following scenarios. They take a simple random sample of doctors and then sample all of the patients that the doctor works with.
So it's cluster,
It's
right?
where's
Great job, Katie.
Oh.
I was kidding.
My
I
bad.
answered his, so it's okay.
Exactly.
I
His
thought it
is
was just throwing it out there. I don't know.
No, you're good. I was kidding. I was totally kidding. Okay, I'll do B. They put all the residents' names on the computer and use a random number generator to get a sample of 100 patients. Simple random sampling. Once again, it's just
SRS.
pretty much just the push of the button.
Okay.
Simple. I'm sure there's some complex thing they come up with in the computer, but we just push this button.
Just a button. Okay. C. They divide the residents up by gender and then do a simple random sample of residents within each gender. That is a stratified.
What's stratifying? I know it's a mix of the two, but
This
I'll have to look
stratified is into categories, and then you do the simple random. So you split
okay,
them
so
into-
it's a simple random out of a sample.
yeah, out of like a very general category. So it's gender.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay, they randomly pick key intersections in the city and then picking every fifth person that walks by after randomly picking one of the first 5 people to be in the
I can't. Is your microphone on? I can't really hear you very well.
You need to talk louder. That's her issue.
Oh,
Sorry.
that's better.
They randomly pick key intersections in the city and then picking every 5th person that walks by after randomly picking one of the first 5 people to be in the sample.
Right?
What?
It's not in that list. That's the problem.
Convenient. What is convenient?
Right there. Is it convenient?
Does not use random selection.
Should be done without any systematic bias. So it's not that.
I'm pretty sure it's systematic, but
Oh, systematic.
yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I said systematic. So.
Sorry,
Well,
I can't
it
hear
was-
you very well for some reason.
So I turned my mute on so that it wouldn't make that sound.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay.
That's the issue.
Okay, I'll do the next one. So it's systematic because it's like a number generated. You know, it's like there's a system like every 5 people.
Yeah.
So that's what makes it systematic. Okay, determine number 8. Determine for each scenario whether it is an observational study or an experimental design. If it is an experimental design, determine the response, treatment, and subjects. Okay. A. The Center for Disease and Control obtains current flu data by randomly polling 300 men and 300 women. I also had to look this one. I had to kind of. Yeah, I needed help on this one, but it's an observational study. Okay.
Okay. Why is that?
So if I see, so it's an observation because it's not under any control of the sample.
Oh, okay. Let's see it now. Researchers don't control the conditions, but only observe what happens. Okay.
So it's not like taking the poll is not taking from a certain man. It's not taking any. There's no restrictions. Just random. Except for it's three. It had the restriction of a number, so 300 men, 300 women. But there's no restriction of like if their age or anything else.
Huh? Oh, sorry. I was zoning out. You plan to conduct an experiment to assess the effectiveness of Sleepy's, a new drug that is supposed to reduce insomnia. So you randomly divide 1,000 patients into two groups where half get Sleepy's and the other a placebo. Record the gender of each subject. You will then observe how many hours of sleep they get in a week. So that is an experimental or whatever experimental design. Because experimental design is okay. And then whatever, it's not an assignment. So that's that because they're not just like randomly sampling people that are trying the drug. They're like grouping them
Yeah.
and then
Mm-hmm.
doing all sorts of stuff.
So if you watch the videos that he put up, that we're supposed to watch today, like it kind of explains what an experiment is. So which kind of helps us understand what experimental design is. So experiment has to have like certain requirements to do the experiment on something. So there's restrictions or I don't know. And so for example, he put it's experimental design because he put in two groups, and he had one do the placebo and one not. So it wasn't random or anything. So that kind of classifies it as an experiment.
Gotcha. Right. Your turn.
Yeah, okay. In September of 2004, Nucleus Pharmaceuticals announced the results of its first human trial of a topical form of its skin ointments. A total of 224 patients diagnosed with this skin irritations were randomly divided into three groups as a part of a double-blind, placebo-controlled study to test the effectiveness of the new topical cream. The first group received a 0.5% cream, the second group received a 1% cream, and the third group received the placebo. Groups were treated twice daily for a 6-week period, and the degree of skin irritation was reported at that time. Is this a design experiment or an observation study? Design experiment?
That's what I thought.
That's what
What was that? All right. What you got? You get design experiment?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
What makes it a designed experiment?
Okay, so the researchers are controlling the situation. So like they're giving
placebo control.
So like they're controlling the conditions of the different parts of the study.
Yeah, I think the only difference like between design and experiment that I know of, I go back and restudy it, but I think the only thing is like a design is planned, whereas experiment is I don't know.
It's just
like,
yeah.
So I don't know. A design always has like I just think of a paper. You always have to plan for a design on a paper or anything. So. Okay. B. What are the subjects? So the subjects are the 244 patients.
Okay. I agree.
Pretty easy.
is the response variable in the experiment? It is skin irritation, right?
Yes. I don't know. I have to look it up why.
Response. I think that's what it is. Or not response, skin irritation. Because that's the variable we're trying to measure. See if their drug is working. What are the treatments? That's not me. That's you. What are my treatment options? How did
So
I
like,
get
what are they asking? Like the different, the creams, of course, but like, there's.
It's just the cream. Yeah, I guess
It's just the cream.
I guess it's NPI 32101. Right?
There's human
That's
trial.
Topical.
Yeah, no, she's right. The treatments are just the creams.
Is the cream the NPI? Whatever it is.
The cream and the placebo is actually treatment.
32101. Okay. There's supposed to be a way. Once we're done, I think.
I'm trying to find on the Wikipedia page variable, response variable. What is the response variable? I'm trying to find it.
What is it?
What the response variable was? Can you find that on the? Is it? Did you look on the textbook?
Yeah, I'm looking on the Wikipedia right now. Just having a hard time. I went over like quantitative variables and categorical variables.
Response and predictor variables.
Where are you reading that?
The dependent variables. So they're the measured variables. Variables, other variables in the experiment that can be set are called predictor explanatory. Cheers. Yeah. Okay. So it's just the measured variable.
Sounds good to me. You guys ready to start this quiz? Did he say we all have to do the quiz individually or as a group?
I think we do it as a group.
Because I just saw this email from what's his name, Braden, and he said he did the group quiz.
I mean, you probably can. I think we're just. Let's look.
Let's see. He says over the holidays, a child demand law. I did the prep assignment, group quiz, and homework already for lesson 2. So I don't know if we redo the quiz.
Yeah, they like you need to do a group.
I think, are we supposed to do it individually, I think?
It says you're supposed to do it in a group, but we all need to do it individually.
Yeah, perfect. Well, at least we have something to compare our answers to.
I submitted a picture of myself. Yes, I did.
What are you doing?
Oh, this is the wrong class.
Not
Wrong class. Abort. Taking a quiz for a different class. I was like, this is not what we talked about. Here we go. Group meeting quiz. This is the one. Start quiz. Okay. I completed the individual operation. I mean,
you should take the quiz with your group during lesson 2 group meeting. The link to the left gives you instructions for your group. You have 2 attempts to complete the quiz. You can view your previous attempts at any time while on this page. Click on the down arrows that locate directly to the right of the title. A drop-down menu will appear where you can select a previous attempt. The solutions to all the quiz questions will become available after the end date of the quiz. Let's see. You can save responses before you submit the quiz. I'm guessing we do this all individually, just as a group.
wait, is this a different?
Because I don't have any attempts. I think each person gets 2 attempts.
were we saying?
I think we're supposed to be doing this individually, but as a group. So submit it individually, and each person has
Okay.
2 attempts.
Gotcha. Okay.
So
That was a long quiz. 15 whole questions. That's a lot of questions. All right.
You're pretty good.
okay, I completed the individual participation assignment. True. I actually participated in the work group meeting. I like the first 2 questions. Okay. So do we have all of the same questions in the same order?
We do.
Yeah, I think so. The researchers would like to determine if reviewing material consistently. Is that what you're?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Answer the question.
Question.
It's this one because it's before the study and they're getting everything.
Oh wait, never mind. Sorry. I was messing it up.
Can he hear me?
I think so. Okay.
Not really.
Louder.
Not really. I'll talk louder.
We're whispering. We need to
Oh.
actually talk.
Okay, I was gonna say, I agree that it is designed to study because they're looking at before everything and planning everything out, like how it's gonna go,
That.
like who's gonna be included and how they'll decide the sampling method.
I agree with you. I just lost my quiz though. Hold on.
Oh,
I had too many tabs open. Oh, there it is. Okay.
that's rough.
So it's designed because it's being planned out, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
So answer the question. Says, all right, I like it. Okay, a researcher has collected the results of a survey where the participants were asked how many hours of TV they watch each day. The researcher tallies the frequencies of each category and computes mean number of hours watched. She then creates a histogram to help illustrate the overall distribution. The 5 steps of the physical process did the researcher apply. Yeah, the researcher tallies the frequency for each category, computes the mean number of hours watched. Let's see. No, it's not that designed. Each category computes each number. Make inferences, take action. I guess we'll go with his answer. I don't know. Describe the data.
For question 4,
Yeah.
is it? I thought it was just collect data because collects like the frequency and then makes a histogram. So I figured like collect data because they're not talking about like describing what that data means. They're just collecting it and then showing it. Because it says the researcher has collected the results of the survey. It starts with that, but
Well, then she creates a histogram, which is describing the data to help illustrate the overall distribution.
But I think describing the data is drawing a conclusion from that data.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like, because you have a hypothesis and then you collect this data, and then she creates this histogram, and then she's gonna like conclude whether or not her hypothesis was correct or whatever, and that would be describing the data, be like her conclusion from the data.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's just collect, but maybe I'm wrong. Because it includes collecting for sure, because it's collecting the results of the survey.
This is a closed book quiz, right?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
to
But you
Boston.
were wrong already once. So.
Yeah, true. You were.
Uh,
Not you, sorry. Talking about one of our roommates.
oh.
Our roommates.
Your roommates.
My roommate.
So as far as describing data, it. Oh no,
Collect data. When does any study much attention given to the
I
process
just
of data?
closed out of my freaking quiz again.
Whoops.
Come on. Sorry, guys.
You're
You're
good.
good.
Requires the data to be collected and would compare the appearances of two groups of people. Describe the data. Use any tools appropriate that we then conclude creating. Oh, it does say creating graphs.
So, yeah,
Maybe it is describing data. Wow. I'm dumb. I thought it was collect data. Watch every day. But it's kind of both of them, right?
I think because it's describing it, the graphs actually describe data. And they actually present
Oh,
data.
it says has collected. Okay.
Yeah.
I got it. That's supposed to be like a past tense thing. They're moving on. Okay.
Okay, 5. Mumbai, India is a quickly growing city of importance in its own country as well as the global economy. A marketing research firm has been asked by a prominent fast food restaurant to help determine if the citizens of Mumbai would support this fast food business. From a list of all registered taxpayers, 30,000 names are randomly selected. Each individual on the list is mailed a brief questionnaire. The researchers received 1,049 responses. The population is the population of the experiment or the poll.
Yeah. Right. So it's.
Or is the citizens should be the
people.
citizens, right?
Well,
Because 149 people is not the population that they reached out to.
No, so yeah, I think it's the citizens of Mumbai for that one. I think he's right with that. Because I think the next one, when it asks about the sample, because the sample is a subset of the population.
but
Mm-hmm.
So then that one would be the 1,049 people.
what does the book say?
So the sample is a subset of a population. So then this would be the citizens of Mumbai, and this would be 1,049.
Here's my issue, though. Yeah, no, I'm saying, but like different class use both populations of determining different things. Can you go back to the textbook? Where's the textbook?
Yeah. Population.
Like, what's the definition of population? Sample from a population to make a general statement about the entire population. So that's what I was kind of confused by. I think.
So 1,049 people is a sample of the test that they ran.
Yeah. I'm just confused by the wording of this because like it says contained in a sample from a population to make a general statement about the entire population.
I think you're over.
I'm just a little confused.
Instead, you will collect a manageable group of items from the entire collection. No, that's not it.
I would have guessed the citizens of Mumbai at first. It's just reading, like when I Googled the answer, I was like, it didn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Or not Googled the answer, but Googled the definition of population.
Yeah, I think it's citizens of Mumbai for number 5, and then the 1,049 people who respond for number 6.
Yeah,
I agree.
Okay. Do you want me to explain, or is that?
That's good.
Okay, studies have shown that retention of the classroom materials can drop as low as 58% within 15 minutes of class and within 44% after the first hour after class. This forgetting curve continues so that within 6 days, only 25% is remembered. How can a student conquer this forgetting curve? Researchers in the study claim that the constant reviews is important. Suppose your teacher wanted to test this and invited you to participate in the study where you were asked to review specific material 15 minutes after class for 10 minutes. After an hour after class for 10 minutes, and then again 2 days after class for 10 minutes. The teacher then gives you a short 10-question quiz where you score out of 10 is recorded. What type of data is your teacher collecting? This is quantitative because you could actually write down numbers
Right.
from the test or from the experiment.
Then the exact one just changes the last line, or the next one rather. Just change the last line.
Yep.
So it's just categorical on the next one because it just changes it from like an observational rather than strictly a number observation.
Okay, I can't read anymore. You want to read?
Yeah, 1 second. I gotta plug in my computer. It's good today.
You're welcome. All three of ours.
I know, I was here.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you want to read one?
Yeah. Okay, so number 9.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
You're good.
Ugh.
Okay, so number 9 is studies have shown that retention of classroom. Hey, you guys gonna shut up. I know, okay? Studies have shown that retention of classroom materials can drop as low as 58% within 15 minutes of class and within 44% after the first hour after class. This forgetting curve continues so that within 6 days, only 25% is remembered. How can a student concur this forgetting curve? The researchers in this study claim that constant review is important. Suppose your teacher wanted to test this and invited you to participate in a study where you were asked to review specific material 15 minutes after class for 10 minutes, hour after class for 10 minutes, and then again 2 days after class for 10 minutes. So your teacher also selects a group to give no review to the material over the 6 days. The group is called the
At first I thought it was treatment group. I think it's control group. Actually makes sense.
I'm gonna look it up quick.
What's what is important? Suppose your teacher wants to test. What did you participate in a study? After review? Teacher also selects a group to give no review of the material.
Yeah, I think it is control group.
Yeah, control. I was reading the entire question. Should have just been reading the last line.
All right.
Oh, which of the following could be considered an experimental design?
Oh, wait, do we decide on the control group?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, we agreed on the control group. You thought that too?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay. Which of the following would be considered an experimental design? A telephone poll asking people about whether or not they vaccinate their children. It's not that one. Administering the tuberculosis vaccination to one group and give a placebo to another.
I think
It's that one.
I think it's money.
Since there's a placebo. I mean, anytime they say there's a placebo, it's got to be an experimental design.
Okay, so 11. In a study to determine the average wage of working people in Mumbai, which of the following would be the best sample? Every 10th worker that you meet as you travel the streets of Mumbai, all the workers in one working district of Mumbai, many random selected workers in each of the several working districts of Mumbai, all female workers. Okay. Random should be. Which of the following would be the best sample? So it'd be, in my opinion, I think it'd be a random sample, selected workers from several working districts.
Agreed.
I
I don't
agree.
think. I think that one's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to become the next Jonas Salk and proves a vaccine that will help cure children of respiratory syncytial viruses. You test the vaccine and compare it to a placebo and randomly choose one group of children to take the vaccine and one group to take the placebo. What or who are the experimental units or subjects? The children?
It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Okay, number 13. You want to become the next Jonas. That's the same question. And then you test the vaccine and compare it to a placebo and randomly choose one group of children to take the vaccine and one group to take the placebo. What are the treatments? It's the vaccine and the placebo.
That makes sense. Oh my gosh, it's so much to read. Okay. 1992.
Do you want me to read it?
Yeah, I'll just read it. 1992, the U.S. government supported a study that was run for 15 years, where 4,608 low-income families were given a chance to move to less impoverished areas. They distributed vouchers and provided various support systems. The researchers wanted to determine if getting people out of poor neighborhoods would reduce the poverty level of U.S. citizens. The low-income families were randomly assigned to one of the following three groups. One, the MTO Low Poverty Voucher (LPV) group, which received a Section 8 certificates or vouchers usable only in low poverty areas with less than 10% of the population below the poverty line of 1,990, along with counseling and assistance finding a private unit to lease. My mind just blew. Hold on, I gotta reread that. Okay. Number two, the traditional voucher group, which received a regular Section 8 certificate or voucher, geographically unrestricted, and ordinary briefings and assistance from the BHA's, local public housing authorities. Or number three, control group, which received no certificates or vouchers, but remained eligible for public or project-based housing and other social programs to which families would otherwise have been entitled. The study was a what? It was an experiment.
That was a lot of text just for a very simple question.
Yeah.
Study was experiment, right?
It was an observational study, so it had. I think it's an experiment because they had all. They had. I don't know how to say this. They had a bunch of controls that they had.
Yeah, they had a control group, so it's got. Yeah, I mean, it's got to be an experiment. I think so. Okay. 15. Is that me? Or is it you? But yeah, I don't really know.
If you want to take it.
No, I don't know what I'm saying. I'm saying.
Hold on.
I was saying there's nothing to read. That's what I was saying.
Okay. So hold on, I'm getting on to that. So for step 1, it is not collect data. It is design the study.
Yeah.
Step 2
Take
is
action.
collect data.
Collect data. Learning.
Step 3, are you getting? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm
Okay, cool.
just thinking.
No, you're good. You're good. Do you need me to repeat anything?
No, I'm good.
Okay, step 3 is design the study. Whoa, sorry. Describe the data. Sorry. Lost it right there. Step
All these
4 is make inferences.
Inferences?
Yes. And then step 5 is take action. I'm gonna double check that real quick.
They
I
messed this
think
up
that's
with the
right.
numbers. They have like different steps, and then they numbered the other things differently.
it's
It's kind of confusing.
2.
So 2 can.
So 51432, right?
That is
Or
not-
54132.
That is not what I got.
What?
1, 3, 2, 5, 4.
Yours are different.
Oh, they're different.
So for step 1 should be 3. Step 2 should be 1. Check yours. Step 3 should be 4.
Well, instead of saying 4, just say what it is so we know. Like.
Okay, so step 1 should be design the study.
Uh-huh.
Okay, step 2 should be collect data.
All right.
Step 3 should be describe the data.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Step 4 should be make inferences.
Right.
And then step 5 should be take action.
Yeah.
Good?
Mhm.
Awesome.
I'm gonna let you do it first.
Who's okay, whatever, I don't even care.
Take the
I
bullet.
don't even care.
All right, I'm submitting the
Oh.
step.
Oh. Oh.
You get 2 chances anyways, not too worried about it.
Yeah, but then we have to go through and click them all again.
So you can go back because I missed one.
What?
Okay, I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh, you monster.
Okay,
Okay.
perfect. So, do you know how to, you could push, I think on your screen there's a stop recording button, and then
Yeah,
you
do you
could,
want me
and then I think you have to copy and paste the link and put it in the group, I don't know what you call it.
There's like a discussion board, I think.
Can I say stop broadcast?
Yeah, and I don't think it'll close it.